Hey,
We're back.
we are. This is part 2 of the female-fronted songs.
Yes. And this time, I'm going to allow you to go first, John.
Whoa, it's very, very big of you. Mia, I have a question for you.
What's that?
Why do you love me?
Driving you crazy?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then.
So yeah, this is just kind of astic, grungy, punky song by Garbage.
This one almost made it to mine, actually.
Killer riff and the way like later on they just abruptly stop it. I definitely ripped off for Broken Ankle, Broken Mind.
Yes. Structurally, yeah.
And another one of those voices that's everything from kind of like impassioned on the bridge, it just goes really quiet, and that kind of just ups the like menace factor even more. You know, like to kind of more of a straight up like punk like snarkiness on the verses, like just
and the chorus,
everything there.
Everything comes out sort of a good stuff. That
yes.
What was a band with a great sound? Number 10, a bit different over here though. It's a very different great vocalist. So it is No Good Deed, and I am referring you all. This is from the Wicked musical. I'm referring you all to the Idina Menzel version, who was the original Elphaba in the musical. Now, Defying Gravity, fine song. I'm really sick of it because I was in theater camps during my teen years, and do you know how many... Look, we did talent shows and things, and do you know how many poorly singing girls I heard cover that? And it's just, stop it. But anyway, I actually like the song better anyway. This is sort of the I am now becoming a villain moment, truly. Because the context of the song, she just, she put, like, the man she loves in danger. She, seems like, it just feels like she's messing everything up, trying to do good things. And, the mantra of the song is, no good deed goes unpunished, obviously. And so she decides, okay, I'll just go wicked instead. So this, Idina Menzel, might be my favorite, like, Broadway voice on the scene right now. And because she is fantastic, especially on this song, and just all the emotions going through. And, like you were talking about the voice going between emotions. And, that's the thing I love in a singer, also. She kind of starts off, just like, I can't, confused, I can't do this. Just exasperated. And then it builds to just anger and... the bridge where she's just sort of, saying the names of everybody she's, let down. And then she gets to Fierro, which is the name of the man she loves, and she says it once in that tone, and then she says it again, and she just screams it out, because she is just... I screwed this up, and you know what? F it. No good deed will I ever do again. And so it's just a really, really stirring performance. And, yeah. I never actually saw the musical. Shame.
Like even on like video or whatever, or like...
No, it's hard to find on video. Huh. Yeah, it's just because the copyright just shuts it down overnight. It's pretty recent, so it's not like on DVD yet, as far as I know.
Huh?
What are you saying? You have?
No, I haven't.
Where?
It's just surprised. Like it's such a huge hit. I would assume it would be like somewhere by now.
The older ones are certainly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the older musicals. Anyway, this is not the words to talk about this.
All right, so my number 9, this is the other one on my list that heard like playing the rock band type games. This is Outside by Tribe, they have a few fantastic songs.
Oh,
I feel bad putting their rock band song on here because I like some of their other songs as well, but I think this is still my favorite. It's got just this really like pretty nature-like guitar riff.
Oh yeah.
It's got a very kind of at peace vocals, like just kind of painting the scene and like slowly kind of building with the instruments into kind of this like kind of confident everything's going to be okay kind of like chorus or whatever. It's like in the verses they're like, oh, there's things going on, then like the chorus makes it clear,
right,
everything's going to work out.
Absolutely, very positive.
What's your positive song number 9?
Not sure it's positive per se.
I don't know either.
It is Angel from Montgomery, and I'm going with the Bonnie Raitt version, because sort of obviously is the definitive version that kind of brought this to the forefront. Now, Angel from Montgomery, this is a bit too topical perhaps, because Angel from Montgomery was actually a song written by John Prine. And, but it hadn't, he released it, it wasn't very big, it wasn't noticed, And it wasn't until Bonnie Raitt, wanted to cover it and brought it up to the forefront that it became really big, and people kind of got a glimpse of who John Prine was, too, and it kind of got him big. And so, they kind of got big together or whatever. This is, 1974, way before, her 80s phase, which is, okay. But, at her peak, which I feel like was in the 70s, she might be my favorite female guitarist, actually, because she's, got this wonderful slide touch, and,
More than Hart?
I'd actually say so, yeah. I mean, Nancy Wilson is fantastic as well. But, and this is a might be. I'm really not sure. But, I just think she has a really unique way of playing it, and I don't know, it just strikes me a little bit deeper. And Nancy Wilson might be second. I'm not sure. Now you got me doubting myself. Anyway, it's a beautiful song. Oh, and yeah, the lyrics. I was going to talk to you about how it wasn't necessarily that happy. It comes from the perspective of, a housewife that doesn't really want to be a housewife, and, she's getting older. And, send me an angel that flies from Montgomery, so, free me from this miserable life I'm living. So not really happy.
No.
No.
No, definitely not.
I said I didn't know if it was happy. It's not happy. John!
Yeah, it sounds like she's actively wishing for death there.
Yeah, I think that's probably it, isn't it? Oh,
yep.
That's good. John Prine, wishing for death since 1971. All right. No, don't actually.
All right. So my number 8 is Sprawl Too by Arcade Fire, which is just kind of the very standout song from their Suburbs album, with just kind of these amazing synth lines, and Regine just kind of she wants to she wants to escape the suburbs, but she's stuck there,
Beautiful performance on her end, and she's amazing. Goodness.
Yeah.
Anything else? I keep monopolizing here. I'm sorry.
No.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
All right, number 8, a bit different kind of vocal, is "Piece of My Heart" by Janis Joplin. I mean, you knew this was coming. You knew this was coming if you're speaking to a female rock singer. I don't think there's been a rock singer she hasn't somehow touched, as an influence. So, this was at a time when, to put it in time context, there weren't very many women singing about their feelings unless they were, in the Motown scene. And, singing about it in the style of, Diana Ross and the Supremes and people like that. And that's great. But, Janis Joplin did it in an entirely different way, and she just embodied whatever she was singing. And this song in particular, I think, is just, a cliched pick perhaps, but just really, really defines what she was doing.
You can definitely hear every, drop of emotion from it.
Exactly, and she's just sort of a consummate performer, Say what you will about her voice either way, but just the way she brings it all out is just the thing that's striking about her. Every single drip of what she's saying is coming through, and it's just fantastic. It's beautiful,
All right, so for my number 7, there no Sleater Kinney songs quite made my list, but this one by kind of their branch off project, Wild Flag, their song Romance is on here.
That was 21. Literally. It was there, and that was the last one to get eliminated for the top 20. Go on.
Just one of my favorite songs to drum along to, fast grind. I'm pretty sure it's
it is Janet Weiss. Yeah, who's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of great vocals, great kind of it goes in that little surf break type thing, very memorable hooky chorus, just kind of awesome rock song all along. Yeah.
Number 7 from me is "I'd Rather Go Blind" by Etta James. I think most people hear the name Etta James, they think At Last, which is a wonderful song, even if she herself said it was played at every lame bleep wedding you've ever been to. But it is a beautiful song, but this song takes the cake in terms of Etta James songs. And Etta James, I think the thing about her vocal is just how she can be simultaneously sarcastic and pained, and this song is just sort of, but when you see a live performance and she's already, cracking jokes, and she's like, "I was just sitting here thinking about your sweet kiss and your you know, and now on the recording, though, it's just your sweet kiss and your warm embrace or whatever, but, you know, she kind of pauses and does a suggestive face and everyone cracks up. That she could be, you know, simultaneously funny, but then the song itself is about, you know, how she's heartbroken because she's been cheated on, and I'd rather go blind than to see you walk away from me. And it's just sort of this, you know, really pained performance, but, you know, she never was without humor. And when she passed, I was, you know, very, very, very upset. So, she was awesome. And yeah, my mom did this song as well, and actually I've done it a couple of times, so it lives on in the family bloodline.
Maybe we need a lemon knife version.
We'll see, won't we? Go on, John.
Coming soon to a live show near you. Maybe not.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out.
All right. My number 6 is Cold War by Janelle Monáe.
Oh, yeah.
And this is kind of... what's the best way? It's just this, like, really, like, energetic, fast... It's kind of the songs, like, it just kind of...
It's like punk dance,
new
almost.
things. Yeah, like punk dance.
Like fast dance, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you're dancing really fast.
It's at a really fast tempo. It's just kind of, like... She's, like... You know, I guess it's just kind of like the world is a desperate, like she sounds really like desperate about it. Like she's just kind of like trying to, you know, fight for her sanity, fight for her life, everything.
But it's also big on energy,
Yeah, and ripping guitar solo, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a good pop star. We need more pop stars like her.
Yeah.
In another plea for a different kind of sanity, we have the very happy song Hell is for Children by Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar, another person you don't associate with that song ever. But this is, first of all, the song itself, let's go over the structure. It goes from ballad to sort of, you know, ballad verse to sort of punchy chorus, ballad verse, punchy chorus, and then the end of it is its full rock out, complete with guitar solo, and, you know, just everything, the manic scream performance, Hell is for children! And, you know, Pat Benatar was a ripping vocalist. I mean, how do you get trained in opera and then choose to come to pop rock? I'll never understand. You know, and then this song, at a time when it was not really great to discuss big issues in pop rock, 80s pop rock, she was talking straight up about child abuse. And so, obviously, it's a big, deep topic for me, and it's a hard listen. You know, I can't do it often, but it's an amazing... wonderful song about just something that needs to be talked more about and needed to be talked more about then. And Tiernaup's just thinking about it. Dang it. John, you might want to... Oh, almost.
All right. My number 5 is Free World by Kirsty MacColl of the Pogues, or associated with them because of Fairy Tale of New York. This is a song it's not like quite the whole Irish thing. It's more of,
the whole Irish thing.
It's more of just kind of its own, like, it's really, like, pretty guitar indie rock sound, and just her vocals are, like, completely enthralling. It's kind of one of those songs where it's like you listen to it and you find yourself singing along with, like, every line of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it just kind of draws you through it. It's another, like, it's 2.5 minutes, getting right to the point.
Not quite her part in Fairy Tale of New York. Yeah.
No, she's not calling anyone a cheap RC faggot in this one.
Happy Christmas, you're off. I pray God it's our last. Yeah. All right, my number 5. Interestingly, a singer-songwriter is not normally my genre. However, this song, Fast Car, is an exception. So this is Tracy Chapman. She's a really unique singer-songwriter, I always thought, and she always caught my attention more than, you know, say Joni Mitchell, who is also lovely, but, you know, doesn't quite have the same sort of grit, I guess, or uniqueness.
Oh,
to me,
it's Coyote.
And things about coyotes in that range. No,
I always try to do her voice, and I never
And you end up doing an Irish brogue.
No, against Coyote.
Oh, now you're a shrieking Irish woman. Now you're Kirsty MacColl, but not.
No, I'm a banshee.
But this song is not only really well performed as a distinctive little riff, but it's some of the finest lyrics, or some of the most important lyrics too, I think, that were written at the time. It's basically describing, you know, a person is growing up in an impoverished, you know, colored neighborhood household, and she meets this man with a fast car, I was like, well, I want a ticket anywhere, you know, take me wherever you want, and we'll go do things, because my old man's an alcoholic. I'm still taking care of him. I dropped out of school, and I'm still taking care of him. He's not getting any better. So they, you know,
she
move
throws in
out.
a Gil Scott-Heron reference there, right?
Oh,
like,
where was...
I forget. There was some I think it was this one. It was in, like, the bottle or something. And
oh, yeah, Live by the Bottle, That's the Way, or something like that.
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe it isn't.
But close to it. I wouldn't be that surprised if she referenced them, seeing how she was also pretty political. But, you know, and then they move into their own household, and, you know, she gets a job at a convenience store. This man still doesn't get a job. You know, one of the worst, still ain't got a job, but hey, I've got hope. You know, it's just progressively she's losing hope, because she realizes she and her kids now are in the same situation she grew up in. And so at the end of the song, you know, it's kind of ambiguous, but you assume she leaves him. You know, and she said, you know, take your fast car, keep on driving. And the thing, I think, the simplest thing that really gets me at the end is that the first chorus with this one in it is, you've got a fast car, is it fast enough so we can fly away? At the end of the song, it's, you've got a fast car, is it fast enough so you can fly away? Because now, you know, you've got to make a decision, instead of we've got to make a decision, live, you know, fix it or live or die this way. And so it's just sort of, everything's full circle in the darkest possible way. And I think, you know, not only a cycle of life for anyone, but a cycle of life especially for those living in impoverished neighborhoods at the time, trying to get out and not really finding a way. And so it's a really sad but beautiful song, you know.
Yeah.
That went on a while.
No, no, I wasn't saying that.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm just saying. I realized.
All right, my number 4, you can kind of skim over because it's already been on Mia's list. This is Cannonball by the Breeders. Just fantastic, rocking all the instruments, vocals, the guitar, the bass, the drums. Everything is great.
Everything is great. Everything is great. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I'm assuming they didn't make it to your list. Anyway.
The Lego movie?
Yeah, the Lego movie where Tegan and Sarah did a song.
Oh, did they do a song?
They did a song. They did Everything is Awesome.
Okay.
Alright, so number 4 on my end is White Rabbit. You couldn't have not known this was coming, especially if you've seen anything we've done or heard me with my other band, Jungle of Cities. They got me spotlighted with this one. For somehow I got stuck with singing this amazing.
Because you do it amazingly.
Trying to do this amazing vocal performance and also playing the bass. It took me so long to realize that Jefferson Airplane had another singer that even sang even more songs on their first album, because why can't they just get Grace Slick to sing everything? You know,
both of their songs that are like remembered at all
are hers. Yeah. And you know, she wrote this one, she delivers this, you know, expertly, all the emotion, all the, you know, and it's just sort of this furious alto, and it's, you know, it's the kind of thing that I wanna emulate and, you know, try to emulate. And, you know, and I try to do a Grace Slick pretty much any time I perform, and I don't think I quite get there, but, you know, you hope to one day. And, fantastic song.
Done fantastically by Mia.
Lots of Alice in Wonderland references. I'm a librarian. How can I not love that?
My number 3 is
Yes.
It Gets Better by Alice Band.
Not
which
Alice
I
in
think
Wonderland?
I phoneticized wrong. Yeah, speaking of Alice, missed the golden transition opportunity.
Not Alice in Chains either.
No, not Alice in Chains.
For many reasons, perhaps. Not just not female. Anyway, go on.
This is kind of like, I don't know, slightly Motown-y ballad. Not Motown-y, it's like something that could have come out in like the 60s or 70s.
And came out, what, thousands
less
or something,
than 10 years ago, I think, yeah. And it's just kind of this, it's got this like super like soulful vocal delivery, kind of, you know, building up into the choruses. There's little like horn and piano flourishes.
Piano flourishes.
Just like fantastic all the way, and it's got like the song title comes up in the bridge, kind of being like emphasized, building up to like another chorus, just kind of fantastic stuff.
Oh yeah. All right, number 3 from me.
How are you feeling now that we're at this point in our list, Mia?
Feels good.
Oh no.
How does it feel to be at this point on the list? Feels good. All right, Feeling Good by Nina Simone. So how many covers have I heard of this now? First of all, so many. Who hasn't covered the song? Let's see. What genre hasn't covered this song? You know, we got pop cover with George Michael. We got standards cover with Michael Bublé. We got rock covered with Muse. We got who else we got? We got so many others. We got more soul cover with Jennifer Hudson. Okay. But my point is, oh yeah, American Idol covered with Adam Lambert. All right. But my point is, none of that would have happened if it weren't for Nina Simone's version. And, you know, pretty much any other song of hers is like, to me. Not any of the others, but, you know, she's got a lot of songs that are like, and then a few songs that are like, holy smokes. So, like this one, she knocks this one out of the park. It was, like, a lame song from a musical before she came along with it. And she just, you know, all of the oomph and all the you could ever need from, like, bam, 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 bam. You know, she brought that all to that song, and it wouldn't have happened without her version of it. And man, is it a good song. Feels good.
Fucking stoked. Alright, my number 2 is God is a Bullet by Concrete Blonde. That's another one Mia does a great job of singing.
No.
And this is, don't hide.
Alright.
This is a political song, anti-gun, and it does it through kind of like some vignettes, basically. Like the first verse is kind of like, you know, the family of somebody who's killed in gun violence. Then the second verse is kind of like, as a killer, it's like a cop who like joins the force, but then kind of like isn't ready for it and like ends up shooting somebody in a panic. And then I guess there isn't a third verse, but then the final chorus.
It's just all the people that got shot.
Yeah, like running down the list: Martin Luther King, Harvey Milk. Yeah.
All for goddamn nothing.
Yep, and that's like probably my favorite delivery of a line of anything on this list. Is her final like, oh no, goddamn nothing. Just fire,
just
solid like rock stuff in the background, but it's really like all about her voice and just kind of that
just how she's telling it all.
Pure like
rock forces. It's the rock forces. Some of those who rock forces are the same that sing "God Is a Bullet" by Concrete Blonde. Number 2. Now we get to the songs that were already on my top 100. We've been over this. Sprawl Too, Mountains Beyond Mountains. We talked about how everyone was miserable in the suburbs and how Regina Chasania is everything. And...
Alright, number 1, I have The Crow by Dessa. And this is... she appears... I guess she's got 2 separate careers. One is like... fantastic rapper as part of Doomtree.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other as kind of like singer-songwriter,
poet, rapper, everything in a go. Yeah.
Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy.
Oh, no.
She'd be a good spy, I would imagine.
Oh, she'd be a fantastic spy.
Yeah.
She'd be a good soldier, too, but no, better spy.
Probably a good tinker, too.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
Anyway, I don't know about
right.
Soldier. That'd be...
I don't know. She's like badass enough. She'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
With it, you know?
But yeah. Right. So with this...
Yeah, Dessa, consider careers in tinkering and spying.
I think we put as your job counselors. I think we put spy as your number 1.
So be
if
a
you
spy.
ever look for a different thing.
If you're ever not a rapper, don't stop being a rapper.
Yeah, or a singer-songwriter. But yes. What was it? Oh yeah, so yeah, it's kind of it's very, very like poetic song kind of. It's like, you know, it's like overall like, I don't know, I guess just about like life.
Something about life.
Yeah, and like.
But it's written well and structured well, so what life we don't know, but who cares? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's not what you're gonna say.
Yeah, it's like it's hard. It's kind of like Bob Dylan-y except smarter. So I'll give
and not nearly as terrible of a singer.
No,
a better singer. A good singer.
My very good singing performance. And yeah, I guess in light of interpreting it, I'll go with her other badass anecdote of when I saw her at Riot Fest. Like she had an asthma attack on stage, And her solution to that was just like, you know, can somebody from the crowd like pass me their inhaler?
Dang.
Like used it and
Move
then
on,
passed
yeah.
it back to them and then just kept going with the set.
Good on her. She didn't have to wrap it up.
Yep. And what's your number one, Mia?
Well, you shouldn't be surprised. It's Crazy on You by Heart. On my top 100, and also it's just a great song, and Ann Wilson is fantastic, and Nancy Wilson, we were talking about her, is fantastic. And if I'm going to be, if I want to be any female vocalist, it's going to be Ann Wilson, because she's got this wonderful, like, rock shrieking soprano, and in this song it kind of goes back and forth. Anyway, starts out sort of calm and then builds into the, and I feel like every time it ebbs and flows, it just goes into the flow, like, more intensely every single time. You know, crazy on you, and they go crazy on you, and they're crazy, you know. Not exactly like that. It's not what it sounds like. It sounds way better than that. But yeah, Heart, man.
They got heart.
They got heart and soul. Mostly heart.
That's our list
Of top 20 songs led by females. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Maybe one day we'll get to our top 10. You'll have to find out when.